Hi, here we will discuss about heating curves of electrical drives. So here we have a derivation for heating curves. First, we have to assume some of the notations before deriving any equation. So W, what we are taking is loss taking place in a mission with in watts. G is equal to mass of mission in kgs. S is equal to specific heat in watt second per kg. Theta is equal to rise in temperature above ambient temperature in degree centigrade. Theta F is equal to final temperature rise with continuous load in degree centigrade. A equal to area of cooling surface in meter square, and lambda is equal to rate of heat dissipation in watt per square meter or square meter per degree centigrade rise in temperature. Let us consider the small time interval dt in which temperature rise of mission in d theta due to losses taking place in mission, total losses in mission during time interval dt is equal to w dt. So here total losses in the mission what we are taking is w dt. So next one, heat dissipate from surface during the same time interval is equal to A into lambda theta into dt. Additional heat stored in the mission is Gs into dt. So here finally what we are doing is heat developed W into dt is equal to summation of both heat absorbed and heat dissipated, that is Gs d theta plus A lambda theta into dt. So after simplification, so what we will get, the total dissipated heat is d theta F, that is final heat dissipated F is equal to W by A lambda. So substituting this equation in equation 2, we will get d theta by theta F minus theta. So here we are finding the final, right? So that's what you are doing. You need to integrate the both the sides. So after integrating and applying the constant, so finally, so here will get integral dt by gs by a lambda is equal to integral d theta by theta f minus theta. So this is followed, and we will find out the k value, that is the constant of integration, and substituting in equation 4. So after simplifying all those steps, so heat time constant theta is equal to theta f minus theta l into e power minus t by tau. If the mission is started from ambient temperature, theta 1 is equal to 0 degree centigrade, then above equation becomes theta is equal to theta f into 1 minus e power minus t by tau. Let us consider time period t is equal to tau, then this is about heating curves equation. Next we will see the heating of electric motors. An electric motor has various power losses, mainly copper loss in winding and core losses due to hysteresis and eddy current losses in the core. These losses appears in the form of heat. The mechanical losses due to friction and windage loss contribute to such heat development. There are some cooling methods provided in an electric motor. The ventilation causes heat to dissipate to outside media such as air, oil, solids, cooling media. However, some heat stored in the material causes the temperature rise of an electric motor. The key point: Under steady state condition, the final temperature rise is reached when the rate of production of heat and rate of heat dissipated are equal. Rate of production of heat and rate of production of heat should be equal, then this will be equilibrium position. There is always some limited temperature is rise specified for an electric motor. If temperature rises beyond the specified limit, the motor likely to be damaged. So it may break the outer frame of the motor. Always you should not reaches the specified, the heat is not reaches the specified above limit. The insulating material may get damaged. So heat is more, the insulating material may get damaged, the winding also will damage. Hence, while selecting an electric motor, such thermal restrictions must be considered. So the next one, what is the key point here? In fact of continuous rating of emission is that rating for which the final temperature is rise is just below the permissible value of temperature rise. The insulating materials used to protect the conductors decide to permissible temperature rise for an electric motor. The following conditions gives the various insulating material corresponding permissible temperature. So heat and cooling curves. In many industrial applications, electric motors are widely used during the operation of motor. Various losses such as copper loss, iron loss, windage loss, etc. takes place. Due to these losses, heat is produced inside the machine. Right. So these are things already we have seen, right? So next one, uh, the heating curves. Consider a homogeneous machine develop heat internally at a uniform rate and gives it to be it is surrounding proportional to temperature rise. It can be provide that temperature rise of body obeys exponential law. Next one, determination of motor rating. How to determine the motor rating? So based on the load, based on the application. So we need to determination of motor rating. So here the rating of motor selected for such type of duty is called continuous or design rating. The continuous rating specifies the maximum load that the motor can take over a period of time without exceeding the temperature rise. It is also expected that the motor should carry a momentary overloads. Hence, the motor which is selected sometimes has the rating slightly more than the power required by the load. So, the motor rating, so the temperature is not exceed and also the motor rating slightly more than the power required by the load. So based on these two conditions, so we will select the motor. We will select and we will determine the motor rating. The efficiency of motor varies considerably with type of drive, bearings, etc. Centrifugal pumps, fans, conveyor, compressors, some type of loads where the continuous duty at constant load is required. Selection of motor for such duty class is simple. Based on the load characteristics or specific requirement, the continuous input required for mechanical load can be obtained. A suitable motor can be then selected from manufacturer's catalogs. So we have catalogs based on the company, based on the manufacturer. According to that also we can select the motor. Next one, the thermal or loading capacity for selected motor should not be checked again as the design rating takes care of heating and temperature rise and motor normally a short time overloading capacity. Right. So already if it isn't, we no need to check again. Right. In case of such motors, the losses occurs during starting, even though more than the rated load should not be given much importance, as such motor does not require frequent starting, but it should be checked that whether the motor is able to provide enough starting torque or not if the load has considerable moment of inertia. Next one, method based on average losses. So what type of method we are using, right? So a method based on average losses motor is suitable to select for selecting a motor for continuous duty variable load. That is the average losses will occur. In case of motor is having rated losses equal to average of losses of motor for variable load cycle is selected for driving the load. So these things will use for method based on average losses, right? So next video will discuss about DC motor drives. Okay, thank you everyone.